Welcome to The Soft Life with me, Candy Washington, where we explore all things self-love, manifestations, and relationships with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. So be sure to subscribe, share, and join us on Patreon. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington, and I'm so excited to spend this time with you. So before we dive into today's topic, which is how to support a partner with anxiety, check it out. I am rocking the Love t-shirt in black. So if you want to shop our Love collection, we have hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, mugs, candles, and more. Head over to candywashington.com and treat yourself with some Love collection goodness. And everything is also linked in the show notes and in the description box. And whether or not you're listening on one of our podcast platforms or watching us over on YouTube, be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe. And please share with a friend, because your journey to self-love is always better with a little bit of community. So with that, let's dive into today's episode. And you guys, when you're listening to the episode and you have an aha moment or something really resonates with you, don't forget to join me over on Instagram at Candy Washington. Give me a follow, tag, and I will tag you back. I will shout you out. And I just love knowing that any of these kernels of wisdoms or insights really resonates with you. So just let me know and I will definitely feature you as well. And today's topic is from one of our Sugar Pills listeners. And she writes in to a Dear Candy letter. And she says, Dear Candy, I've been with my boyfriend for the last 3 years and we just moved in together. What should have been an exciting time has become stressful with no escape from each other, with his anxiety being triggered by all of the uncertainty around us. I'm not an anxious person, and sometimes I struggle to understand his mood swings when he's overthinking, fearful, and crippled with indecision. I don't want to end things, but I'm also not sure how to support him without enabling him when his anxiety gets in the way of us having a happy and healthy relationship. How can I support him without losing my mind? Please help. Anxiously waiting. Wow. Okay. So anxiously waiting, first, I want to commend you for your courage to admit that your partner might be struggling in an area when it comes to mental health, and that it is affecting your happiness and the health of your relationship. A lot of people would be in denial about that. A lot of people would have some shame around it, which they shouldn't. But of course, sometimes we have those societal stigmas. So I just want to commend you for your courage to being honest and open and, strong enough to seek help. So your boyfriend is definitely one lucky guy. So I think the first thing I would say is go to some therapy sessions with him. If he has anxiety, and this could be if your partner is suffering from any type of, mental health issue, whether it's anxiety, depression, bipolar, a personality disorder, whatever it is, right? Codependency, whatever it is, we're talking about anxiety because that's what the writer's boyfriend has, but any type of mental health issue, I think you can use these tools and insights to help. Okay. So with that, the first thing I want to say is I would go to a few scheduled sessions with him and his therapist. And if he's not in therapy, get into therapy. That would be the very, very, very most basic thing. So I'm just assuming he's already in therapy, but if not, get into therapy. Definitely get into therapy. Have someone help you, a professional, to guide you and him through this process. But it should be his own therapist. I wouldn't recommend it as a couples therapist, because I think the goal of couples therapy is to really work on the health of your relationship between the two of you. But I think when someone has a mental health issue, they need their own dedicated therapist whose goal is to help that particular person. I think with his permission and the therapist's permission, you should have a few scheduled sessions together. And I think the goal during those sessions should be for him and the therapist, and maybe just, I don't know, the therapist, I guess, to explain to you what his condition is, what type of anxiety, what type of mental health issue he's facing, because there's different types of anxiety. There's different types of mental health issues. So sometimes we will say, oh, you're bipolar, you're moody, you're up and you're down, but that's not necessarily exactly what it is, right? So sometimes we think we know what a mental health issue is, but it might not actually be that. There might be other ways that it shows up. There might be other triggers and other factors when it comes to it. So I would go to a few therapy sessions with him with the goal of really being able to understand what his mental health issue is, right? To get a clear understanding of it. Because then when he gets triggered, then once it comes up, you can understand why. And when you understand why something happens, you're more equipped to prevent them from happening. You're more equipped to deal with them when they're happening. And you also have more compassion for the person and more understanding for the person. So really understanding what the mental health issue is, I think would be a really good way to get that foundation to support your partner. And then once you both have an understanding of what the mental health issue is, whether it's anxiety, depression, bipolar, whatever is going on, then with the help of the therapist, create a plan, right? So when your boyfriend does this, we will react in this way. When we start seeing the signs of this, we can prevent it by doing X, Y, and Z. Just you're able to have a plan in place. So I would go to the therapist, have a good understanding of what the mental health issue is. Then with the help of the therapist, put together a plan. When he's being indecisive, these are the things you can ask him. When he is being X, Y, and Z, these are the things that you as a couple can do together to get through it, right? So you can have a plan in place. You can talk to the therapist about your own specific issues and problems and things that happen with him and within the relationship. And I'm just saying him, it could be if you have a girlfriend or a wife or, whatever it is. So apply it to your particular situation. It doesn't have to just be anxiety. It doesn't have to just be a boyfriend. But I'm only saying that because that's what is going on in the writer of this letter's world. But apply it to your own particular world. So do that. Make sure that they are in therapy with a dedicated therapist for them. Have scheduled therapy sessions with you, your partner, and the therapist to get that understanding of what's going on with the mental health issue, and then to put together a plan in place to deal with when they get triggered, when things pop up, how to prevent it, and then how to deal with it when it happens, and then how to process it after it, right? Sometimes things will happen. You'll have an argument, a fight, whatever, and then you just sort of push through, but you don't take the time to reflect. So have also that back end where you want to reflect on what happened, what worked, what didn't work, how can you do things differently, X, Y, and Z. So you're actually still learning from the experience rather than just pretending it didn't happen, just moving on. Because when you do that, that's when you get denial. That's when you get repeat behavior. That's when things tend to escalate. So have all of that in place. The next thing I would say is do mindful activities together as a couple. So that way you're incorporating healthy activities into your lifestyle, right? So maybe instead of just Netflix and chill, you guys can draw together. You can meditate together. You can go for walks together. You can start journaling together, writing poetry, going to really cool, fun group events with like music or anything that's like creative, walking in nature together, right? Incorporate mindful activities into your lifestyle, into date night. So that way, you're not just managing this person's anxiety or managing what their issue is, but you're actually creating a healthy lifestyle that in and of itself helps to diffuse what's going on with them mentally, right? So if you have a mindful lifestyle, if you journal, if you take care of your body in a holistic way, you eat right, you exercise, you connect to nature, you get creative, you calm your mind, you meditate, you pray, you whatever it is, right? If you have a lifestyle of mindfulness, that will not only just help your partner, it will help you and it will help your relationship. So you don't want to just be putting out fires when things happen. Oh, we had this crisis, we had this fight, we had this. Now let's put the fire out. But you're having a healthy, mindful lifestyle so you prevent those fires from happening. And then you're in a better, stronger place to deal with them when those things do happen. So practice a lifestyle of mindfulness. Make it fun, make it sexy, get creative. But let your partner know that you're there for them. And this will help you too. These are healthy, mindful things that will help you as well, right? So get creative. Have a lifestyle of mindful activities. Make fun, sexy date nights, right? And then the last thing I would say would be prioritize your own well-being as well. Don't get so lost in support and helping and making sure they're okay and what's going on in their world. Don't get so lost in the identity and what's happening with your partner that you lose yourself. First and foremost, remember to prioritize self-love and self-care. Take care of yourself, because when you take care of yourself, that's when you're able to have healthy boundaries. That's when you're able to know when you are supporting your partner versus enabling your partner. You don't have to sacrifice yourself in order to have the illusion that you have the control to save someone else, because you don't. So have your own therapist. Have your own plan in place for yourself. What are the activities that you do for you? How are you creating healthy boundaries with your partner? How are you still looking out for yourself? Don't deplete yourself trying to save someone. And I never think that just having a mental issue on its face is a reason to break up, but reevaluate the relationship. Reevaluate if you're happy in it. I don't think that that's a reason to break up. But make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Make sure that you're happy. Make sure that you're growing. Make sure that you're flourishing. And don't deny yourself, your wants, your needs, who you are, in an effort to save someone else. That doesn't mean you can't have a happy, healthy, flourishing relationship with someone who suffers from a mental health issue. Because if we're being honest, I think everybody on this planet at some point in time have had some sort of mental health issue, whether it's been overstressed, whether it's been depressed, whether it's been anxious, whether it's been codependent, whether it's been an eating disorder, whether it's been working too much, overworked, underwhelmed, all of that stuff, right? So at one point in time, all of us have suffered from some type of mental health issue. That does not mean that we are not worthy and deserving of love. And that surely does not mean that we are not capable of having healthy and happy relationships. So just because someone is suffering or has an issue with a mental health issue does not mean they're not deserving and worthy of love. And it does not mean that they are not able to give you love. It just means you have to have a plan in place for how you're going to navigate through it. First, you're going to take care of yourself first. Secondly, you're going to work with your own therapist. Third, you're going to work with their therapist to get a plan in place, to have an understanding and education of what the problem is, have a plan in place, how to prevent it. And then if it does happen, how do you work through it? And then how do you reflect upon it so you can take that wisdom and apply it moving forward? And then have a lifestyle of mindfulness activities that will help to alleviate what's going on. So just because you or someone you love is suffering with a mental health issue does not mean that either of you are not deserving of love and that you're incapable of having a happy and healthy relationship, because you are. And the truth is, I think the majority of this world is operating under some type of mental health issue, and we are able to do it. So that I will leave that there. And again, I am not a doctor. I am not a psychologist, none of that. So this is just my opinion based on my experiences, which is why I always say seek professional guidance, whether it's a life coach, whether it's a spiritual advisor, whether it's a psychologist or a therapist, whatever it is, seek a professional. Get that objective professional opinion and guidance to guide you through this. So I hope that was helpful. And that is my insights on how to support a partner with anxiety or any other mental health issue. So don't forget to like, rate, review, and subscribe. Shop the Love Collection over on candywashington.com. And join the conversation over on Instagram at candywashington. I cannot wait to hear from you. Give me a tag and I will tag you back. So until next time, everybody, be well, take care of yourself and each other. Bye-bye. Ready to unlock your true potential and manifest the life of your dreams? Then I've got something super special just for you. Our mind-blowing self-love and manifestation courses. Picture this, a journey of self-discovery where you'll find a deep well of self-love and acceptance. Say goodbye to self-doubt and hello to unshakable confidence. Our courses are designed to help you embrace your worthiness and tap into the incredible power of self-love. But that's not all. We'll also dive deep into the transformative world of manifestations. You'll learn proven tools and techniques and strategies to align your thoughts, beliefs, and actions with your wildest dreams. So get ready to create the success, happiness, love, and abundance that you deserve. So what are you waiting for? Head over to candywashington.com/courses to get started. Again, that's candywashington.com/courses.